I've fallen, and I can't get up.
You get your punk ass up.
Pink slip. What are pink slips? Pink slip may refer to vehicle title in the United States, also known as certificate of title. Keyword here being title, not necessarily what the title relates to, which is a vehicle. Titles can go onto anything that one is associated with, not necessarily from the perspective of, quote, ownership. When most people think of properties, the first thing that comes to mind is ownership. But ownership is a type of association with something else. Anything you can associate with, regardless of whether there's an essence or element of ownership or not, titles are attached to it. In the modern times in the world of finance, the way titles and the attachment of it to someone and that other thing is expressed is through certificates. Hence, certificate of title. Pink slips. What are pink slips? Pink slips may refer to vehicle title. Pink slip may refer to certificate of title. A legal form establishing a person or business as legal owner of a vehicle. That's one. We see now that this thing that many people have not even heard of, called pink slip, refers to a relationship of one party to something else in form of an attestation called a certificate. That's one aspect of what function of pink slip does. Pink slip, parenthesis, employment, a form. Just like here it says a legal form. I want you to see those common denominators. Pink slip, employment, a form of termination notice. So just as certificate of title can be a notice establishing a relationship from one to the other, pink slip can also serve as a notice to end that relationship. As far as the establishment and affirmation and certification or attestation of a relationship, pink slips, they give you the example from the perspective of titles, particularly a vehicle, because it's more common in today's world. And then they go into other function of pink slip, which is the termination of any relationship between one party to the other, and use the example of employment, a form of termination notice. Now they go into other example of what pink slip could be. So at this point, you should see, based on those two examples of vehicle and employment, that pink slip is a notice, a form of attestation written down, preserved somehow, some way, that shows a relationship between one party to the other and is used in different aspect of life. They showed you one aspect, which is the marriage of one party to the other, in this case someone or a business to a property. And then they show you the termination of it through an example that they think most people will relate to. So when you explain something, you want to explain it from the perspective that people can relate to, so they can better and quicker comprehend and absorb the information. So they gave people the example of employment. Know that these examples they're giving you are not the restricted means to which pink slip. The day most look forward to is the day they sit down and think, yes, I finally did it, while basking in the moment and perpetually enjoying what they have accomplished. No matter what that thing may be, one of those is peace of mind, or said in other ways, freedom from worries of someone else's control. Most of our prime years, our mind, power, and resource have been spent in institutions, occupations, places, and with people, whether at work, education, or leisure. By the time we realize it, aging has reflected on us. even though most of us prefer privacy and a peace of mind, but that requires privileged information that are usually exchanged privately. So I like to tell people that chronological age is not equivalent to awareness of how certain things work. With that said, put aside all negative reinforcement you've been told as to what you cannot do, because this is an age of technology where we have inherited the ability to begin to exchange information regardless of distance. And these type of exchange of valuable substantive information used to only take place in certain circles and family. What I've done is I've created a one-on-one privatization course to take these privileged information most people who know would not tell you, but this time place it in your hands. So you realize the true power you have. Someone woke up today with something that you need and they're willing to give it. The only thing between you and that thing that you want or that thing that you need is just a conversation. What is left in terms of execution of transfer of that value is for someone to show you and explain the intricacies, the clarity, the details to you. That's one of the attributes we humans have that makes us quite unique. Conversations, explanation and depictions from experience. Humans have a life hack whereby one human have gone through it and have experienced it. Everyone else within that humanity have a cheat sheet by virtue of that one particular man or woman, whereby they can go straight to that and the information is revealed to them. Take advantage of it. If you know this is something you need, then join the waiting list for the one-on-one privatization course. And the most important of all, pass the baton effectively to your future generations so they don't inherit fear, uncertainty, and ignorance. Like to preserve the focus of each man and woman by dedicating focused energy each time, so it's only going to be 5 people per quarter being taken into the course. Once the 5 wave of people are done, the next 5 come in. In the case that the prior 5 people want to continue the course, they get priority to renew it. If you'd like to join, apply for the waiting list. The link is in the description of this video and on the website subtlesubstanceservices.com under the one-on-one course waiting list. Function, but should be a clue to you to let you know that the function of pink slip is accepted and is used in different aspect of life. A third example, pink slip, comma, a deprecated vehicle inspection paper in Australia, meaning someone certifies to say this is the condition that this vehicle is in order for something to occur. Example, in North America, they want you to do emissions test if your vehicle is a certain year old before you renew the registration for whatever it is you're doing. Well, something is sent from that private contractor to the Secretary of State to say, yep, they can renew their title. It's just another way for us to funnel and extort monies, but we're just making it look like we're helping the atmosphere that we all breathe in, even though we all also endorse corporations that pollute the air and water every day, but they don't care about it and it all looks formal anyway. And we definitely don't care, since they don't care, they don't know any better. So we create a pink slip, aka a notice to say, hey, this is the condition the vehicle is in and it's not going to pollute the air, therefore you can give them the ability to keep using their properties. That's the way they use these instruments. A pink slip is nothing but a certification, an attestation, a notice of a relationship from a party to another party. Pink certificate, an attestation of medical discharge from Turkish armed forces, an account of homosexuality. So they give you another example based on military. After they give you examples in vehicles and employment, it's a form of certification, it's a form of notice, it's a form of attestation regarding the relationship of one party to the other. And of course, certification and attestations involve third parties making such attestation and certification for it to be admissible for use. It says may refer to, meaning these are just part of the examples of what we could give you now from different aspects of life that you can relate to comprehend what this thing called pink slip. Pink sheet. Pink sheet or pink sheets may refer to pink sheet trading, quote unquote, or quote, over-the-counter trading directly between two parties. In other words, a relationship now going on, rather than through a broker. Meaning instead of you using a third party, You are now taking control of something, and you are getting other people to come directly to you for that equitable interest you have, or whatever that something is. Meaning, instead of you using a third party, you are now taking control of something, and you are getting other people to come directly to you for that equitable interest you have, or whatever that something is. Every other examples are just other examples that it may refer to. This first example is what I'm trying to bring your attention to. Pink slips and pink sheets are the exact same thing when it comes to the use of instruments that are issued initially through certificate of titles or other type of notices. When these pink slips are now monetized, securitized, hypothecated, and evaluated, they refer to them as pink sheets. Pink sheets are the securitized version of pink slips. They are the same thing that exists in two different stages of development. In other videos, or maybe in this video, you might hear me interchangeably use the term pink slip and pink sheet because they are the same thing, just at a different stage. Now let's reverse a little bit. Certificate of title has been established here as to part of the function of pink slip. At this point, I assume you the one watching. Reasonably, because I don't want to judge your intelligence and think you don't know. But if you don't know, you don't trick yourself, you don't cheat yourself. Go back and watch videos I've done on PPMs to really comprehend, and watch videos I've done on trust and birth certificate to really comprehend. Otherwise, don't just hear my words because I say them. I'm assuming you already know it. You don't trick yourself listening to those words and convince yourself that you know it. I'm only saying that out of courtesy and respect to your intelligence. When I say I'm assuming you already know it, it's just an assumption. It's not a fact. I would assume you watched the prior videos before this one. So I'm going to explain it from the assumption that you know certain things as a foundation, that birth certificate is a form of certificate of title. Henceforth, now that you know what a pink slip is, that birth certificate has a pink slip. Listen to this.
Which is the money. In order for you to get that, by virtue of you getting that, the receipt of it is the pink slip you're referring to. And when you get it, you see all the chronology of everyone that's endorsed it. Starting from the point you open up the FINRA portal, before then, you'll see everyone involved.
Okay. You provide a lot more clarity to get that pink stamp /slip /receipt. I keep calling it a stamp because you called it, that's what you called it in the videos.
Same thing.
It's my understanding here, would be the follow-up to that would be, it's my understanding that the pink slip or stamp is used, because I believe, I had written it down. You said you bring it back to the county and they will reissue you that birth certificate. And this is the... No, wait. They don't... Correct me if I'm misunderstanding.
They don't reissue any birth certificate. Something was separated from the birth certificate, which is that pink slip itself.
I see.
That is what they will send a copy of it to you as a receipt of accounting of what's going on in it. Once you have the FINRA account. Now, for you to even open up the FINRA account, the insider adjuster would have to see that slip as an evidence of, we see you authenticating the birth certificate. We see you doing a non-UCC on a county level. We see you've authenticated on a federal level also. What is this? What is the proof that this even exists? That's that pink slip. That's up to them. They have access to that on the inside of the county. Only when you start to withdraw from it will they give it to you for you to see. So the aspect of opening up the account with a pink slip, the inside adjuster will have that. They just need the corroborating information on your end, which is all the documents that you have. So they don't reissue the birth certificate. It's like a detachable check, right? The part of it looks like whatever endorsement of what the state certificate of live birth looks like. The one thing that all states have in common with their certificate of live birth is the pink slip, which they always detach from it. You know the form people fill out, parents fill out to create the birth certificate? That's one. What's created from that form submitted is an entirely awkward looking scroll. That scroll has a detachable portion towards the middle itself. The right side is the pink slip. The left side is what you see as birth certificate. Once that is taken, they then issue another thing, which is the quote short form people get from that. Either one of those can be authenticated upward, but there's still the conjoined twins of that's been separated at birth, which they will keep on the inside to keep monitored. That's the real money. The birth certificate you're authenticating is the blank check that requires other stuff to goes with it for you to get to the real stuff, which is what they separated, which is the pink slip. All the accounting of it, they have it on the inside. So the time it comes in your hand physically is when they're showing a withdrawal of accounting of withdrawal on your end. The county will send it to the federal because the federal has been using it. Then it chronologically comes to you, a copy of it. That's after you have the FINRA. But for you to even open the FINRA, you do need it. But
Hey, I'm inviting you to come join the patron page. Not only do you get access to documents, posts, and videos that you will never find on any other platforms, you also get instant access to webinars that otherwise will cost far more. And we speak of things that usually we would not be able to speak of on any other platforms far more freely. On top of that, you get the opportunity to send me monthly questions.
when I say you do need it, it's not you physically showing it to them. The inside adjuster will have access to that, but they will ask you for the corresponding documents that the birth certificate, which is the blank stuff, is required to have. The PPM, non-UGC, your treasurer, all that. That's how they corroborate what you're saying as valid with what the county has to issue the vendor account number, which is the vendor portal.
So now I hope you have a clearer comprehension now of what a pink slip is. Most people do not know that birth certificate that they're dealing with, whenever it is created subsequent to the form your parents fill out to show their information in the name of the child, and that's the good old informant that many people hear about and talk of. Whenever that birth certificate is issued, the real money, the real certificate of title, is the pink slip that is attached to it. No different than you would have a check or a statement where they put a coupon in somewhere and you detach it. Like you would deposit a check from work and you would attach the bottom from all the summary of what they tell you, the hours you've worked, so and so. On that birth certificate, the equivalence of showing you the hours you've worked, the time you've worked, who you worked for, what shifts you work, what job title you have, what the job code is, etc., what the name of the entity is synonymous with that birth certificate people go and get in the county that's attested to. That shows the name of the entity issuing it, the name of the entity it's regarding, the name of the parents, the signature, the date, time of birth of the child, so and so. Whenever that birth certificate is issued, the real money, the real certificate of title, is the pink slip that is attached to it. No different than you would have a check or a statement where they put a coupon in somewhere and you detach it. Like you would deposit a check from work and you would attach the bottom from all the summary of what they tell you, the hours you've worked, so and so. On that birth certificate, the equivalence of showing you the hours you've worked, the time you've worked, who you worked for, what shifts you work, what job title you have, what the job code is, etc., what the name of the entity is synonymous with that birth certificate people go and get in the county that's attested to. that shows the name of the entity issuing it, the name of the entity it's regarding, the name of the parents, the signature, the date, time of birth of the child, so and so. The slip itself that act as the title is the pink slip that they do not give to you. There's a detachable portion to that initially existed that the county uses to attach to the comprehensive annual financial report called a CAFR account that they use to then rent to the federal. That slip that they detach from it is rightfully yours. That slip is what you are trying to get issued back to you by authenticating the birth certificate for the purpose of having it in possession is the same capacity of the one who owns and issued it. The concept of issuance, for you to be able to get back the pink slip, to be able to be part of the accountant as a beneficiary to it, involve you showing equitable interest, hence the note in the contract of the non-UCC and the subsequent things you do with it when it comes to trusts. Assuming you comprehend that part when it comes to trust properly. The pink slip is a detachable portion of the certificate, which is the true value. Everything else you're given is just a receipt. Hence, the birth certificate shows you the time of the child birth, the mother's name, the father's name, the county's name, the child's name, blah, 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 even if it's baby Doe or baby fill in the blank family name. It's just a receipt you are carrying about. It is just a blank check. For those of you who just love using ChatGPT, who think ChatGPT will give you the answers, start with these basic information. See, ChatGPT only gives you script information based on the limits of your knowledge. See, ChatGPT only gives you script information based on the limits of your knowledge. See, ChatGPT only gives you script information based on the limits of your knowledge. See, ChatGPT only gives you script information based on the limits of your knowledge. Now, you who don't know the answer, you have a limited scope of question you're asking. A bot that can only scrape based on using keywords that you provided on the internet that's publicly available. Those are back-to-back limitations right there. You don't even know these basics of where to start and how to ask the question. You're not going to get the right answers from ChatGPT. This is a helping hand for you. The Securities Exchange Commission does not regulate these stocks. If I were you, if you want to use ChatGPT, get a VPN at an area with a high GDP. You will get the best scrape result. Yes, there's a bias in the use and programming of ChatGPT. If you use it in areas with IP addresses with low income, it will give you some basic trash scraping in the form of conversation. So if you're going to ask it, start by asking, well, what type of stocks and what types of interests does SEC not regulate? Start from there. In your mind, you might think to ask pink sheets and birth certificate. What is a relationship? It's not going to show you that because it's nowhere available on the internet. It is nowhere to be found on the internet. So much that private entities like Securities and Exchange Commissions do not regulate it. They don't talk about it. What makes you think you're going to find anything regarding it on the internet? You are not. And the limit of what ChatGPT does is based on things like, Reddit, other websites that Google can scrape. Google only allowed ChatGPT in the contract they have to scrape about 3% of what Google has available. So you're even better off directly using Google and then clicking on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 20th right here. Most people, when they use google.com and they search for, say, love, they look at these first few pages. Most people do not bother going to the 10th item or the 14th or the 20th one. ChatGPT is only going to scrape to you like the first 2 or 3 pages that it knows most people will look for and stop at. Most don't even read the terms and conditions of ChatGPT and the limits of what it can do. I even get emails of people telling me, oh, I asked ChatGPT this and it told me that. I'm thinking, is this guy an idiot? You are telling me what ChatGPT is telling you as though ChatGPT has all the answers for you. Have you read the terms and conditions of what ChatGPT commits itself to doing for you? Have you read the function of how the prompt and context work and the limits of what they disclose to you is supposed to do and what it's not supposed to do? People, think for yourself. Think for yourself. The convenience of having something is good, but it would only assist you to an extent. You have to begin to take the effort for yourself. The Securities and Exchange Commission does not regulate these stocks. Instead, pink sheet stocks are daily publication of bid-ask stock quotations. Oh, this is so beautiful. My goodness, it's beautiful. In addition to the lack of regulation and standards, pink sheet stocks do not have a trade-in floor. And listed companies are unable to trade on other stock exchange. It is privatized because there's a